This is very important in reference to putting the accusators on trial and the people that had trespassed in California and kidnapped me from my mother and father's mansions. This is about analyzing who they are. My identity is the most documented identity. If a politician gets it wrong who my parents are, or a politician gets it wrong who my grandparents are, they're supposed to be prosecuted. They're supposed to be sued every time. Like if you walked into a government office and said, hey, do you know who this person is? It's usually going to be somebody from, the media, the entertainment industry, or some person in business that's going to ask usually. Or maybe just a church might ask, like the Catholic Church or the Jewish Church or the Buddhist Church, or somebody might ask these politicians who they think I am. In reference to who my biological parents are. Every time they get it wrong, they're supposed to be sued. Because they'll explain, no, we're not talking about all the movies he played in, or TV roles, or acting, or singing, or we're talking about who his biological parents are. Do you understand the question? Okay, we need you to answer that question. They know I am a royal diplomatic community. They know I have untouchable status in many things, of course. And in reference to who I am, because walls of Elliot Ness, because people try to steal wealth, people try to steal my identity, people try to frame me, people try to set up scams to try to hurt me, people try to make up lies to steal from me. Look at the information that tells you why. These people tried to profile me. My profile was already written when I was born. I'm the child of my mother and father. I was born with royal diplomatic immunity. This is very important. You got to ask these politicians and government people why they've done these things. They'll say, oh, this government man disagrees with your status. We need you to step in court. I am the owner of my mother and father's estates. You tried to judge my comprehension of the fact of who I am when you've tried to alter documents and tried to falsely claim that you thought you owned anything that I'm the owner of? I'm not allowed to give nothing away. I'm not allowed to sign nothing away. I'm not allowed to sell nothing away. I am the owner of my mother and father's estates forever. So in reference to these people, and these people that are blocking me from my mother and father's mansions, we need all the answers. People need to ask them all the questions. Who they are, where they came from, why they're blocking me from my mother and father's mansions, who hired them to be blocking me from my mother and father's mansions. They're messing with my mouth right now. They're hitting me in the face. So, we need all the answers. It needs to be investigations on all the criminals and all the thieves that are blocking me from my mother and father's mansions. There needs to be an investigation of all the people that tried to steal my identity. They tried to play the switcheroo, like trying to play riches to rags, and then this thief was trying to play rags to riches, trying to steal my identity. That man has to get put on trial. They need to track down the exact identity of that person, their background, what school they went to, who are their friends, what ties do they have to government, what ties do they have to people that have been sued by my parents. What are they doing near the property? Oh, in reference to my mother and father's rental properties and companies, government's not allowed to live on any of my mother or father's properties or rentals. Politicians or government agents, CIA or FBI or NSA, they're not allowed to live on my mother and father's properties or rental properties. Because they'll try to control things, they'll try to steal things, they'll try to inch their way into forging documents, or they'll try to get away with stealing things. So we need that on the record too. And we need the news network to go over and say who people are. I need a news crew for myself. I'll go ask them at government offices or something. I have royal diplomatic immunity. I have legal right to ask questions. They've put me in a situation. I need a news crew, I guess. A news van too, transportation. News van. I have my regular vehicle, but this is a long story. That might be a possibility of where, I'll interview these people. I'll do like a so-called town hall meeting or some shit. Public awareness of criminals in government trying to steal estates. That's estate fraud. That's document fraud. These people trying to steal my identity. These people blocking me from my property. And this government man tried to say something about my hand gestures. Did you think my camera was your fucking face, government man? See, we have to analyze your fucking psychoism. You need to show up in court, government man. You don't like somebody pointing their finger at their own camera? You think my camera was your goddamn fucking face, you fucking faggot? You fucking terrorist? Show up in court, you psycho motherfucker. You thought you were a part of my life? You thought you owned me or something? You need to show up in court. We need to see all your fucking documents, motherfucker. We need to see who you're tied with. We need to see what you're trying to say. And why you thought you had any activity of trying to control my life or wealth of my parents. My parents was richer than you. My parents got murdered by government. The government knows they don't have a right stealing from me. The government knows they don't have a right controlling my life or freedom. So we need those government people in fucking court. You better show up in court, motherfucker.